Well, hey there, SportsBeat Nation. Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? If so, then turn the channel. You don't want to do that. Stay here. Stay tuned in to SportsBeat. Hey FHU, welcome to another episode of the world-renowned and almost Emmy-nominated FHN SportsBeat. I'm Spencer Jerrolds.
I'm Spencer Jerrolds. SportsBeat Nation, we've been covering the baseball team all season long, and this week we are proud to announce that our boys, the FHU Lions baseball squad, for those of you who do not know, are the Trans-South Conference champions.
Spencer, what do you think? Will we be seeing Tebow time in the bright lights under New York City in the future?
Well, according to Rex Ryan, we will. Rex Ryan said that we could see up to 20 snaps from Tebow a game under the Wildcat formation, which is kind of odd because it seems like the last couple of years people have been progressively moving away from the Wildcat. It blew up, exploded, got hot, everyone's running the Wildcat, and it's kind of died off just as quickly as it got hot. So we'll see. I don't know. Tebow to me is kind of a conundrum because he gets it done. He showed he can win. He's won a playoff game, but he doesn't look that great until it counts. If winning really is the name of the game, then he's a good quarterback. I think he proved himself as a winner last year. But when you watch him, it's always kind of dirty. You know, he doesn't look polished out there. That's the best way I can describe it. He gets it done, but I don't know how. So like I said, I've got a lot of mixed feelings about him. Maybe a system quarterback is the way he can really excel and show his strength, and they can kind of play off things that he does well. What's your take on this very, very intricate situation that's happening in New York right now?
The Lions answered with 4 runs in the 5th and 3 in the 6th to blow the game open. Justin Mackey provided the highlight with the grand slam in the 5th. Delay provided a bit of a tough break for Lions starter Andy Southard, who was searching for his 10th win entering the game. He had a 6-2 lead after 3 innings, but the postponement kept him from working the requisite innings to qualify for the decision. Mackey, Preto, and Joe Mike each had 3 hits in the win, while Mackey drove in a mind-blowing 6 runs for the Lions.
Right back. When we return, the Major League Baseball season is just around the corner, and our topic of the week. You don't want to miss our expert analysis, so do not go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Which of the top 10 would you pick as a special number 1 overall, Spencer?
I think I would definitely take Anthony Davis out of the University of Kentucky. He has a very unique skill set, something you don't see every day. If he works on his strength, he's going to be better. I heard one analyst say whoever gets him automatic 50-win team next season. I think that's a bit of a stretch. He doesn't have the strength in his upper body. There's no way he's going to get pushed around by Dwight Howard and the big centers next year. He doesn't have a wide frame. Love Thomas Robinson. I don't know if you guys know about his story, but he lost his grandmother, his grandfather, and his mother in a series of 3 weeks. He's basically raised his younger sister. That's a great story, somebody you want to follow. He does receive a certain amount of power from the beard.
Yeah,
that's his Samson-esque athletic source.
The number 21 Lions swept Lyon College 6-2 and 10-1 to clinch the Trans-South Conference regular season championship. It is the first regular season title for Freed Hardeman since 1997, when that year's Lions won a school record 44 games.
Freed has been getting it done on both sides of the ball. Offensively, the team has 4 players hitting over 350, led by Robert Preto, who is hitting a staggering 479. Evan Mansell leads the team with 3 homers, and Justin Mackey leads the way in RBIs, having 12. The entire team has a .315 average, which is a huge step up from previous years, and the pitching has also been stellar.
While Levander Ross, the tournament MVP, took over for the Lady Bulldogs, FHU had trouble making a shot. The Lady Lions missed 6 straight attempts and committed 2 shot clock violations in a 7-minute stretch. Meanwhile, Ross scored 10 of her team's final 18 points.
Yeah, you can't say enough about the effort these guys have put out. College sports are a game much of tradition, and you think about not winning a title in what's traditionally been a power conference in baseball, the Trans-South Conference. It's 1997, and be able to come out of that rut and win a championship this year, what a great accomplishment of these guys. That's a long drought, well overdue for a big-time win. Hopefully they can get the ball rolling on a new tradition in Lions baseball, which is one of more winning and more championships to come. So big congratulations to these guys. We have faith in you. We think you can go all the way. You're right, and I think that the way that this past week panned out is exactly what these girls needed going into this tournament, because we've said all season long, a lot of this with these ladies is lack of experience, a lot of the mental game. And what you see that happened last week, they get behind in a doubleheader, lose big time, 11-1. Is that correct, Union? And the next game, they persevere that. They're able to win. They're able to finish the week off great. So they know they can get behind, come up, and still do it. They have the ability to show composure on the field, to go against overwhelming odds, and still be able to finish out games. And that's really what they need. And I feel like maybe they're peaking at the perfect time for these girls. And they're really showing a lot of perseverance, composure. The leadership they've needed all season is coming really when you want it. So they're really peaking at a great time. I love their chances. Natalie Schumpert answered with a driving layup to give FHU the lead again, but the Lady Lions went scoreless in the final 3 minutes of regulation, and a layup by Avila's Cassie Brunner tied the game with 30 seconds left.
Who do you think will cash in the most this weekend, talent-wise?
Who's going to cash in the most? Well, it's hard to say. I know, number one, we're going to have Andrew Luck. He's a great talent, got a great arm. He's going to go to Indy. After that, we know Robert Griffin's going to go second. Matt Khalil is projected to go third. He's from USC, so I'm not a big fan of him because I think that's a joke for program. I'm not a Kiffin guy. I'm assuming you're not either. But Andrew Luck is a great talent. In my opinion, he's going to be the best player drafted. A guy, Melvin Ingram, from a defensive end from South Carolina, he's projected anywhere from, I guess, 5 to 15, somewhere in that range. He's a big-time player. I think he's somebody's going to get a steal. Trent Richardson's great out of Alabama. There's a lot of talent in the first round of this draft. A lot of talent as far as position players go. What's your outlook on everything? The Lady Lions fell behind early by as many as 11, but rallied behind Maria Bagwell and Natalie Schumpert to close the gap and eventually take the lead. Bagwell had a team-high 22 points and 11 rebounds, while Schumpert added 15 points despite being hounded the entire game by McLaughlin, the conference's Defensive Player of the Year. Both were named to the All-Tournament team. In the NFL, we're saying if you have a good line, defensive and offensive, you're probably going to do well. And then you look at a guy like Trent Richardson, who's a tremendous athlete. We know he's a great running back, and I expect him to have a good NFL career, but what's the shelf life on an NFL running back? On the flip side, if you're going to have a running back, if you want to spend money on one, probably their first contract is going to be the best because you don't know if they're going to be around for the second contract year. So there are a lot of interesting dynamics. I can definitely tell that the draft's changed a lot. Would you say from when we first started watching? You don't see many running. We don't have many running backs, many wide receivers at the top of the draft where that used to be where they fell into play. It should be interesting. It's we have 3 days of the draft. There's the first round, which is probably the most entertaining. After that, it really lags on. By day 3, you're not going to want to watch that. I think this team really seems to be coming into their own. When you've got guys retiring this many batters, and I keep saying, I may not even be saying your name right, but Prito, whoever you are, you're killing it, man. He's hitting so good right now. This team's got to be favored against anybody they play when you've got a guy putting up this kind of numbers at the plate. So if they can keep bringing the heat on the mound and Mr. Prito can keep bringing it at the plate, Freed's going to be a tough team to play every game. Missouri over Florida State.
Over Florida State.
Okay, I like that pick. Do you think Kentucky can get it done this year with Coach Calipari? Because every year I think, this is a Final Four team. This might be Kentucky's year. When he was at Memphis, I thought, surely Calipari has the talent to take it all this year. But he plays a lot of young guys, and they always seem to come up short. Kentucky's the favorite this year. How do you see those components playing out? Well, it's going to be an interesting year for sure. When you guys are filling out your brackets, don't be afraid to make some risky double-digit picks. I've got a few trap games here. Long Beach State, who's a 12 seed, is very impressive. I've seen them play. Ohio's experienced team, they're a 13 seed, and they've won in this tournament before. Belmont got beat by Duke by 1. They beat Tennessee. When it comes to filling out your bracket, remember, knowledge is minimal. A lot of it's luck. You're going to have to use your 6th, maybe even your 7th sense if you want to do a bracket really well. But it's going to be a fun year. And I look forward to filling out my bracket. Good luck to you guys. And I'm Spencer Jerrolds. Until next time, don't forget, get your pets spayed and neutered, FHU. It's important. The team is led in batting average by Justin Mackey with a .391 average, Robert Prieto, who is hitting .389, and Kirkland Wheeler, who has exploded lately and is now hitting .380 with 5 home runs. Jesse Hikes led the team with 6 home runs and 223 total at-bats. The combination of Mackey and Prieto have struck out only 12 total times. We say 12 combined strikeouts between Mackey and Prieto. Their slugging percentage has to be crazy. They're getting on base a ton. So as long as you can get the outs, these guys are going to bring in the runs for you, it seems like. This is an exciting team to watch, so go check them out if you haven't seen them yet. You know, you're right. This squad's been exciting week in and week out. I think even if they don't get the victory, they're definitely in every game that they play. This shows a lot of heart and a lot of poise. So down the stretch, you've got to like Freed's chances when it comes time for the tournament, I'd say. Thank you, Brianna. We'll be right back when we return the softball team and a report from our very own Carly Cox. This and so much more. So don't go anywhere, and that is not a request. That is a command. This Sports Beat. They're in every game, it really seems like, and unfortunately they don't have, it seems to me, maybe the veteran leadership, maybe some kind of composer that you can only get through experience to push them over the hump sometimes. But you're right. They're doing a great job on the hill. Sarah Elizabeth Kauser has really been burning it up on the mound. I like that pick. I think man, the Phillies, their rotation's so tough. I thought the same thing last year, but maybe they've come into their own. They've molded together a little bit. They're going to be hard to play against. Also, we talked about Pujols earlier, but I believe, personally, the Cardinals have benefited by letting him go. He had a huge contract, ate up a ton of salary. They've been able to get some young guys in, I think, that can really help that rotation, and they are the defending champs, so you've got to love what they can do. And, of course, the Yankees always bolster such a huge salary cap. They've got so many stars on the team. They're going to be there every year. It's going to be an interesting season. There are a lot of really talented squads this year. I'm really looking forward to it. See, if I'm on the clock with the #1 pick, I'm going with Anthony Davis. This kid has a skill set like I've never seen. He's tall, long, blocks shots, gets rebounds. He's really nimble. He moves around like a guard, but he has a ton of length. I also like Robinson a ton. I think we have him going #3 on the mock draft. Is that right? I believe I would take him over Kid Gilchrist, but we get to see those two go against each other tonight. I think they're both going to be great games. As far as the guys' side goes, I'm going to go with Kentucky Wildcats. Even though it's going to be a really good game, Anthony Davis, who we spoke so highly of earlier, is going to have a few matchup problems with Withey and Robinson down low. He hasn't seen competition that stiff all season, so I'm anxious to see how that plays out. And on the women's side, you have to go with Baylor. I've never seen a female athlete in my entire life like Brittany Griner. She is unbelievable. And I'm Spencer Jerrolds, reminding you, call it what you want, but don't call it a comeback. And I'm Spencer Jerrolds, and thank you guys so much for watching. To all our millions of fans out there, we're nice guys. If you see us, ask us for autographs. I know a lot of times people want them and they seem a little timid, but we'll shake your hand, we'll take a picture with your kid, whatever you want. Thank you so much for being a great following this year, and it's been a lot of fun. You guys have a great rest of the year, great summer. See you.